Tonight, a big I-Team investigation. Greed in the name of God.
Lots of people talking about this one, a priest who took advantage of an elderly woman.
Here's senior investigative reporter John Mercure. John.
Mike Carroll, millions of Americans trust them completely. Priests teach us how to be joyous. They help us mourn. They pray with us. And one priest prayed on an elderly Wisconsin woman's fortune. He claims to be a man of God, clothed in the robes of Christ, teaching the ways of the Lord. Father Frank Mutzko is a Roman Catholic priest. He preaches the Word of God to the masses. He's also hiding a secret from them.
And I thought, oh my God.
You'll see the sad tale of a priest mysteriously befriending one of his wealthy elderly parishioners and ending up with hundreds of thousands of her dollars.
The collar meant everything to her.
We'll ask Father Frank about the luxury car, fancy condo, ritzy lifestyle given to him by a 90-year-old parishioner who may have had dementia.
So you won't talk to me about the Lexus she bought for you, the condo she bought for you?
I would suggest you talk to my attorney.
An angry family left behind is willing to talk.
He's Satan. Satan, pure evil. He's taken the church and he's giving the church a black eye, basically.
The Catholic Church meant everything to Dolores Racina.
She was very, very religious, and if a priest told her to go take a jump in the lake, I wouldn't doubt if she would have done it.
As Dolores closed in on 90, she moved from her longtime home in Racine to be near family in Florida. And the family tells me she was diagnosed with dementia.
There were times she could be just, as sharp as a tack, and other times she didn't know what day it was.
Dolores Racina first met Father Mutzko here at the Catholic Cathedral in downtown Orlando. It was here they became friends. It was here that Dolores began to give Father Mutzko thousands and thousands of dollars. Dolores attended daily mass at the cathedral. Father Mutzko almost immediately took a liking to Dolores. He attended parties with her and paid her a lot of attention. And people noticed the elderly rich woman hanging out with the priest who preferred Rolexes and designer suits.
She fell for him. All I can say was she was making a big mistake, and maybe she knows it wherever she is now.
Eventually, Dolores moved back to Wisconsin. Father Mutzko relocated to a new parish north of Orlando. Despite the 1,200-mile separation, Mutzko made sure to stay in touch with Dolores, even coming to visit her on several occasions. And Dolores began to send Mutzko checks, lots of checks for lots of money. Checks for $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. There was even a check for $77,000.
His character is one of avarice, greed. He is, in my opinion, he's a liar, he's a thief.
Earlier this year, Dolores died. And that's when the family got a real shock. They uncovered dozens of canceled checks, and they discovered that Dolores had bought Mutzko a Lexus, a brand new Lexus. And it didn't stop there. She bought him a condo in the Villages, a ritzy gated retirement community on the golf course.
It hurts me to see a priest under the guide of Christ stealing from people.
As the family went through her will, there was one more stunning surprise. Father Mutzko was given Dolores' biggest asset, her house, and $100,000 in cash. $100,000.
I thought it was ludicrous. It's terrible. Terrible.
We headed to Florida to talk to Father Mutzko about his new blessings.
I want to know if I could ask you some questions about Dolores Racina. You remember Dolores Racina?
No.
You don't remember her? You sold a house that she gave to you just 2 months ago, but you don't remember her?
I do remember her.
Was it appropriate that she gave you $500,000 worth of things over the years?
I did not ask her for anything.
And he would ask for things. He would demand things.
And I have these checks here. I mean, she wrote you a $40,000 check.
I'm aware of that, yes.
Well, what would she be doing writing you a $40,000 check?
That was a very generous gift from her.
What are you doing with all that money?
I have committed some of it already to charities in her memory and intend to do more.
But the Lexus, the condo, those aren't charities in her memory.
He's the charity. He's his own charity.
We asked to speak to the Archbishop or an auxiliary bishop or a spokesperson for the Diocese of Orlando. Our repeated requests were rejected, but the diocese did issue a written statement. Bishop Thomas Wensky asked Father Mutzko to prayerfully consider returning the money to the family. While diocesan priests do not take a vow of poverty, they are called to live a simple lifestyle. Private condo, Lexus, loads of cash. Simple lifestyle? Dolores Racina's family doesn't think so.
No, he didn't like her. He didn't care for my aunt. He was there just for the money.
I would like to see him defrocked. He's hiding behind that collar. It's a con man.
He should go to jail, but you know what? I'll let God take care of that.
And Father Mutzko will not go to jail. It doesn't appear that he's done anything illegal. It's also unlikely he'll give back any of the money to Dolores' family. We now learn he's hired a high-powered attorney and still has everything that Dolores gave him, including, now we're told by the family, heirloom diamonds and pearls.
Unbelievable. Now, you mentioned some charities.
Yeah.
Did you find any specific charities that he might have given to, John?
Well, no. And when we pushed him on that, he said the homeless, the poor, things that we can't trace.
Wow.
Great story. Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.